What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So a bit of an interesting horror news update here. This this article update dropped over the weekend. It dropped late Saturday afternoon. Didn't see too many people talking about it yesterday, and I haven't seen too many people talking about it today. I think I've seen only maybe one or two people across the genre, so to speak, talking about this. So we're going to cover it, obviously. I'm not surprised to hear that the Occult Museum and Home sold, but a bit surprised by who bought it. And one didn't even know it was up for sale. So comedian Matt Rife buys Ed Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum that houses Annabelle doll in the Conjuring franchise. So this is what the Hollywood Reporter is reporting. Again, Saturday afternoon. This is their headline. Jumping over now to a second article by Deadline, Matt Rife and Elton Castee buy Ed and Lorraine Warren's home, complete with Annabelle doll. So interesting that the one mentions only Matt Rife, but this one mentions two individuals that have made the purchase. So we'll check out the Hollywood Reporter article first, go through it, see what we learn about this. We'll jump back over to the Deadline article and see if there's anything that they're reporting that the Hollywood Reporter is not. Because again, one headline mentions just Matt, the other one mentions two different people. So let's get into this. Matt Rife is now the legal guardian of the late Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum. Rife, a comedian known for his stand-up specials, most recently Lucid, took to social media on Friday to announce that he and his ghost hunter... Okay, so it does mention Elton here. Elton Castee bought the paranormal investigator's house. They are now the legal guardians of their collection of supposedly haunted objects, including the Annabelle doll and other artifacts used in the Warren cases, which inspired the Conjuring horror franchise. Now, I don't know who Elton Castee is. I've never heard of him, never seen anything that he might be involved in. Now, Matt Rife, I've seen some of his comedy specials, some of his stuff that he puts out there on YouTube. I think I think in general he's funny. I think he has a very unique comedy, a unique stand-up, so to speak, like every comedian has, right? I think either you're gonna like him or you're gonna hate him as far as his type of comedy. I don't necessarily like all of his comedy, but I think he's got some pretty funny stuff. And he does do, I think, one thing that many comedians don't do. He sets aside part of his show or his time to interact with the audience. So he talks to the audience. He gets like one-on-one. Like he'll find somebody in the audience, like, what's your name? Where are you from, and so on and so forth, and have a little bit of banter back with that individual. And he'll do that for, like I said, I've seen anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour of some of his shows that he does that on. So I think, again, that's something that's very unique that he does. As far as the other person, though, not sure who that is. But as I mentioned, I didn't even know that their museum / home, because my understanding is the home is also the museum, was even up for sale. So that, again, that's a bit of a surprise. Here's the quote here. I've officially purchased Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and Occult Museum, including being the legal guardian for at least the next 5 years of the entire haunted collection, including the Annabelle doll, with my good friend Elton Castee. Reads the caption to a carousel of photos, the first of which shows him and Cassie posing with the Annabelle doll. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with the paranormal and all things haunted. You also may know the Conjuring films are my favorite scary movies of all time, so I'm incredibly honored to have taken over one of the most prominent properties in paranormal history. Okay, so we do have an image down here. So he continued, Ed and Lorraine Warren arguably put demonology and paranormal into the mainstream and are the very heart of some of the most famous haunted stories of all time. The Conjuring house, Amityville Horror. Let's keep going. So this is the picture that they're talking about. Let's see if we can scroll through. Okay, we can scroll through these. I'm not sure what that video is, but so obviously this is Lorraine, an old picture next to the Annabelle doll. Ed next to the same doll. Lorraine holding the doll out, I'm assuming outside their home. I'd imagine that's their home. And then this just says Ed and Lorraine. Doesn't have a date next to it, but they both, Ed looks pretty young there compared to like even this picture here. So let's go back a little bit. Obviously it looks like it's the same sign, same everything. Let's see. This here's already the quote that was up above. The Occult Museum was once open to the public, but closed in 2019 due to zoning issues. It used to be run by Lorraine, however, she passed in 2019 at the age of 92. Rife explained what he intends to do with the house now. Okay, let's keep going. We plan to open the house for overnight stays and museum tours so you yourself can experience and learn all the haunted history surrounding this amazing place, he wrote. The Conjuring, and then just goes on to talk about the Conjuring Last Rites being released. All right, so before I give my thoughts on this, let's jump over to the Deadline article that posted, and the Deadline article actually posted about a little over an hour before the Hollywood Reporter article. This one says 2:27 p.m. This one says 1:09 p.m. So this one got posted first. So let's just cherry pick through this real quickly here. And he talks about Ed and Lorraine, their new guardians of their Connecticut museum, have their work cut out for them. Okay, so comedian Matt Rife, Elton is listed here. Just mentions that they purchased it's in Monroe, Connecticut. Let's keep going. This is just the same quote that Rife made on the Instagram post, which we just looked at, so nothing new there. Let's keep going. Still the same quote. Rife noted, plan to open the house for overnight stays. Okay, same quote, same pictures. The announcement comes after Annabelle's previous guardian, okay, this is new, previous guardian Dan Rivera died of natural causes last month. After Ed Warren died at 79 in 2006, and Lorraine passed away at 92 in 2019. This just talks about the movies that it was inspired by and the actors, actresses. So yeah, nothing. One small piece of new information that was in this one as far as who the previous guardian was, which was Dan Rivera, who they said passed away of natural causes last month. Yeah, so my opinion on this is, I mean, at least somebody stepped in to purchase it so it doesn't get lost, I guess, to the history, so to speak, right? Because typically something like this, when there's nobody overseeing it, there's nobody to take responsibility for something like this, I mean, who knows? So people can come in, just put the place up for auction, and things just start getting sold with no regard for what it truly is, who it belonged to, the history of it. So at least there's somebody, and I'm holding him true to what he's saying. If he's a big paranormal, big into like this type of stuff, obviously loves the Conjuring universe, has a level of respect for Ed and Lorraine Warren's, obviously their home, but the museum and all the artifacts in it. That's good. The bad thing here is, which I don't agree with, is opening it up for overnight stays, turning it into almost like a hotel type situation where you can book a night stay. My personal opinion is you don't mess with stuff like this. Like, right, whether you, and I know many people will say it's all fake, don't believe everything they don't believe in this type of stuff. But one thing, there is a picture out there of the Annabelle doll, which we see here in this picture with the two of them standing in front of it, where there is a lock on it, and there's this card right here you can see over his shoulder that's on it. That thing's been there for a minute. I'm not sure if it's in the previous, it's not in this picture here, but the most recent pictures it has been there. And this, as you can see, this sign here, it says warning, positively do not open, and that's been there for, obviously you can see, a long time. I don't know. I just think when it comes to this type of stuff, you don't mess around with it, right? You don't take it lightly. And I think sometimes when you start to turn this into, let's just turn this into a money maker, right? If that's why they bought it, was just to try to turn it around for profit, then that's where I lose a little bit of the respect for it, right? I think, if anything, try to get the zoning issues resolved, turn it back into a museum that people can just come and see, rather than turning it into what I think sounds like a hotel to, hey, stay overnight, see if you get scared, stay overnight, see if the place, see if this place is really haunted and whatnot. I think when you start playing with the paranormal like that, and demonology, it can get a little iffy in my opinion. So anyways, that's going to do it for this quick horror news update. Like I said, Matt Rife and Elton Castee by Ed and Lorraine Warren's home/museum, and as you see there, comes complete with the Annabelle doll, which we saw in the picture. So drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what you think, and if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.